I have in front of me a 4-channel 868 megahertz fixed code RF cloning remote. It's suitable for use with automated gates, garage doors and shutters, and it's available with low-cost postal option directly from freetv.ie. So let's come along and see exactly how this works, okay? So when you buy this, what you're going to receive is, you're going to receive a little pack. So this is the front of it, this is the back. This is the instruction manual that comes with it, and this is the main event, the actual fob. So notice there's 4 buttons on it. So why would you purchase this? Well, if you want to have a spare remote control, a fob to access addition, open a gate, something like that, have it in a second car, or have a spare in case you lose the original, it's ideal for this purposes. Now the key thing to note here is this is only applicable in the following 2 circumstances. Number 1 is where your gate is 868 megahertz, and the second thing to note in relation to this is that you still have the original fob, so you need that definitely, right? So you can see the general design of it. It comes with the battery inside. There's no need to pull out a little plastic card, anything like that. It's just ready to go. We're going to free this up is here, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, right, well, just say this is the new remote control I bought, and here is the original remote control I have, or the original fob. How am I going to come along and say to this, look, I want to go and program up my remote control? Well, step number 1 will be this. You have to tell the new remote control that I'm in, new fob, that I'm in programming mode. And to do this, you come along and you press down button A and B. And when you hold it down, it'll start flashing like this after about 3 seconds. So now we know that it's in programming mode. And what we're going to do here is I'll come along here and I'll press, just say there's a button here, these just happen to be the same, but B, and I want to program that over into button A over here. What I'll do is I'll hold both of them down simultaneously, and after about 3 seconds it'll blink once to say I've picked up that code, I know what it is. And then what will happen is B will come along and I'll say if there's another code that I want to put in there. So you can actually have a number of fobs programmed into sort of a master code, and that's one of the benefits of having multiple buttons on the one thing. Now, what's the most common in the marketplace in terms of fobs that are out there? Well, there is different types of fobs in terms of, but the main classification will be, the vast majority of the market is 433 megahertz. The only reason you'd buy this particular one here, if you had a higher frequency gates, you might need to do this, and there's other ones that are more complicated, rolling codes ones, things like this. So just check, we'll say, what the frequency of your particular gate is. If it's 868, come along and buy this one, and it's a very, very quick process. You can see the general procedure I showed there. And there's reasonably detailed instructions inside the little manual here. It gives a 3-step guide on how to actually come and program the whole thing in. So that's rather straightforward process on it. But the full programming up time from buying this, taking it out of the pack and having it fully pre-programmed, probably you're looking at between 60 seconds and 2 minutes.